Hello and welcome back to the Water. My name is Beast. Today we're back with Kakenuke Seishun Sparking. As I said, last part, I went to a Christmas fair today, and I won 7 prizes after buying 30 fucking lots. And it was a random ass old ass book. 2 potted plants, a measuring stick, a water bottle, some random ass accessories, a broom, and a small can of WD-40. Anyways, I will immediately warn y'all that I'm only starting recording now. I may pause the recording in the middle of it because we have to say, you know what? Let's make a bit of a family evening together. So I'm literally just starting the recording now and continuing it after we're done. So when the bell rings, I will be pausing the recording and going upstairs to play some games with the fam. So yeah, a little heads up. Anyways, let's just get into it. Nagiko is coming.
遠野じゃない。いらっしゃい。さあ、遠慮なく上がって。
Sorry to intrude. How many years has it been since I had come to the dojo? Felt like it hadn't changed a bit from the old days. Just kind of moving. This takes me back.
まったくよ。昔はよく稽古に来てたのに、最近は全然なんだもの。
I've been busy. There's a lot going on after all. The boss speak is transferred to our school, the two of us interacting less in general, not to mention my own personal issues. A lot came up all at once, and Aikido got put on the back burner.
わかってるわ。遠野はバイトと勉強でお忙しだったものね。まあ、今は青春部の活動で忙しいようだけど。
Doesn't the same go for you? Vigi has thrown a wrench in the works for the both of us.
違いないわね。おかげで退屈だけはしない日々を送ってるわ。
Honestly, never expected to enjoy my own youth. Didn't hate it all though, which was problematic. Vigi was having an absolutely horrible influence on me.
ほら、遠野、覚えてる？昔はよくあの辺で一緒に組手をしたわよね。
It's a rather traumatic memory for me that now though. You tear me apart and hurl at me, then tear me apart and hurl me some more.
ちぎってって、そんな雑に投げてない。呼吸を合わせなきゃだし、力はそんな必要ないし。
It's incredible you can say it with a straight face. I'd stopped coming before she reached that level. I'd caused problems for the instructors since you didn't know that back in the day either. Oh, that reminds me. Senpai is the instructor out today.
お父さん？
Thought I could say hi since I came to all the effort of coming here.
ああ、そういうことね。
I hadn't been in contact lately, and he had looked after me back in those days. Wanted to do that much, if only to be polite.
気持ちは嬉しいけど、それは無理ね。お父さんなら出稽古でしばらく帰ってこないし。
Really?
ほら、今日って道場開けてないでしょ？
Oh yeah, you're right. As you pointed out, I noticed there was nobody else here. Which was odd considering it was a day off.
1日や2日なら私一人でも見られるんだけどね。それ以上となると、さすがに一人じゃ対応しきれないから。
Are there no other instructors here?
いい機会だからって、全員お休み。中にはお父さんについて行った人もいるけど。
I see. Now with the case, she couldn't exactly force the dojo open.
それで遠野、私のボードは持ってきてくれた？
Of course. I'm sure you don't even need to ask me to... I'm sure you don't even need to ask with me carrying such a massive bag around.
それはそうなんだけどね。やっぱり、ちゃんと聞かないと安心できないというか。
Are you sure, Cheery? That said, I couldn't shake these intense feelings from being in the dojo after so long. You'll be alright being that restless.
何がよ。
Just thinking, wouldn't make you careless in other ways.
それなら大丈夫。やることはちゃんとやってるつもりだし、少しだけ稽古時間は少なくなってるかもだけど。
Okay. I mean, I guess it's not an issue if you have some fun at least when the instructor's out. Maybe she was probably happier about having bought the surfboard of her own accord. Wasn't like I didn't understand how she felt.
よし、それじゃあ早速海へ行きましょうか。今日もたくさん練習するわよ。
Roger. That was preferable to being put through the ringer in freestyle judo training. Didn't hesitate to agree with her suggestion. Oh, totally sorry. Bomb!
最高に気持ちいい。
I will take another screenshot in case I have to use this as a thumbnail again.
それに今日も最高の波が来てるわね。
Senpai looked like she was in an excellent mood up on the waves. I think she's riding those waves. It's sad, it's so impressive. I had gotten into the water with her and watched her perform.
とっとっと、今日の波は熱いからなかなか手強いわね。でも
Whoa, awesome! Senpai used the power of the incoming wave to move horizontally along the water. She deftly bent and stretched her knees on top of the board to gain even more speed.
もう少しだけ。よし、これだけスピードが乗ってればいける。だー
Once she built up sufficient speed, she gained air with her board and all. Hi!
うわ、やば、耐えらんない。
Ah, senpai! She fell off her board.
ワイプアウトしちゃった。ああ、もう惜しいな。
Senpai, you're right.
大丈夫。っていうか、そっち行くからちょっと待ってて。
She cheerfully called out to me. Given her behavior, she likely wasn't injured. Scared to watch you fall off your board. May not be dangerous enough to worry about, though.
よっと、お待たせ。ごめんね、自分ばっかり楽しんじゃって。
Senpai recovered her board and swam back over to where I was. Nah, it's fun to watch. You're amazing out there.
私を見てないで自分でも波に乗ればいいのに。で、少しは上達した？
I don't know if you would call it improved. Can't even go out into the open water in the first place.
ああ。
That thing where you lay down on your board and row out with your hands, I haven't been doing very well on that front. How do you do that? Wore me out trying, even though I couldn't get any forward momentum. My stubbornness drove me to paddle recklessly against the water, but I was exhausted by the time I made it out into the open water.
コツをつかめば、遠野の力なら問題ないと思うけど、これは陸上でもトレーニングできるから、今度やり方教えてあげる。今日のところは、この前みたいに沖まで押してあげるわ。
Please do. I was going to surf order to try and ride waves on my own. Step back as my guide as I swam toward the open water. I'm exhausted. Made it back to the beach and flopped over, totally beat.
何よ、もうへばったの？
You say that, but this is rough. Freestyle like keto training may have been easier. My whole body was screaming from abusing muscles I ordinarily never used. Still I had some small success with riding the waves, if only because of Senpai's help. I managed to at least stand up somehow.
遠野は筋がいいわね。昨日の今日でもう立てるようになったんだから。
Thanks to you, Senpai. A good teacher, don't you think?
私は道場で門下生に合気道を教える立場だし、指導にはちょっと自信があるわよ。
A hardcore one, though.
これも遠野ならついてきてくれるって信じてるからじゃない。
That's some faith I could have done without. But yeah, it feels great to learn brand new skills. Strange enough, it gave me a sense of fulfillment. Despite my exhaustion, I wanted to keep at it.
ねえ、遠野。明日なんだけど。遠野の家に行ってもいい？
Huh? Surprise attack of a question made my heart leap. Senpai held her wet hair back in her hands as she peered at my face. You want to come to my place?
ええ。どうしても 行きたいの。
I will say that this man reacts far more to Nagi thus far. What was she getting at? My eyes were inadvertently drawn to her chest, but I looked away in a fluster. She couldn't mean it that way, right?
明日、遠野の家でパドリングの練習をしましょう。
Oh.
何を変な顔してるのよ。さっき陸上でもできるトレーニングがあるって言ったじゃない。
Oh, that's what you meant. I was embarrassed for getting such crazy ideas in my head. My face was practically on fire, talk about brutal. But again, it meant Semp and I could spend some more time together. Man, I've been looking forward, just a bit forward to that.
駆け抜け青春スパーキング。お邪魔します。
Come on in, senpai. I was having surfing practice with Tayo again today.
リツもお邪魔するわね。
いらっしゃいませ、カイドウ先輩。カイドウ先輩がうちに来るなんて珍しいですね。もしかして初めて？
そうなるかしら。遠野がうちの道場に来なくなってからは疎遠だったからね。
あ、カイドウ先輩、何か飲みますか？麦茶とかでよかったら準備しますけど。
ありがとう。じゃあお願いしようかな。
わかりました。用意できたらお兄ちゃんの部屋でいいんだよね。
Yeah, please.
わかった。
Alright, senpai, my room is this way. I was nervous about bringing her into my bedroom.
遠野の部屋か。少し楽しみかも。
I let senpai and headed to my room.
これはちょっと意外かも。遠野って部屋をきれいにしてるのね。
What exactly you thinking, man?
いや、遠野がどうこうってわけじゃないんだけどね。男の子って整理整頓が苦手なイメージがあるから。
Well, I can't deny that. I don't own a lot of stuff. In my case, I wouldn't be able to focus on studying. My room were dirty.
散らかった部屋じゃ集中できないってのは同意だわ。
Senpai said as much as she ran her finger across her bookshelf.
ほこりが溜まってるわね。
What are you, my mother-in-law?
だって気になるんだから仕方ないでしょ。
You do that every time you come to a guy's room?
そんなわけないでしょ。大して親しくもない相手の部屋なんてどうでもいいじゃない。第一、男の部屋に入ったのなんて初めてだし。
That's kind of questionable in its own way. But how about that? Senpai's never been in a guy's room before. If you include her pupils, she seems to have a lot of male acquaintances.
お兄ちゃん、入るよ。
Sure, go ahead.
お兄ちゃん、カイドウ先輩、お茶持ってきたよ。
ありがとう。
Thanks, Ritsu. Ritsu set down the tea in front of us. And she took a look at Senpai's face and smirked.
それにしても、お兄ちゃんが女の子を招くなんて、響ちゃん以外だと初めてじゃないかな。
Is commentary really necessary, Ritsu?
はーい。カイドウ先輩、お兄ちゃんが変なことしたら大きな声を上げてくださいね。すぐに駆けつけますから。
What do you mean anything funny?
大丈夫よ。私の方が強いもの。遠野が何かしてきても次の瞬間には床に転がってるわ。
I'm telling you, I'm not gonna do anything. Senpai, you don't have to play along with Ritsu either.
冗談だよ、お兄ちゃん。何をするのかは知らないけど、ごゆっくりどうぞ。
Having said her piece, Ritsu left. This had kind of created an awkward mood.
心配しなくても私も冗談よ。遠野ならそんなことしないって信用してるし。
I see. Glad to hear it then. Maybe I wasn't. There's a chance you didn't even see me as a man.
ま、それはそれとして。早速トレーニングでも始めましょう。
Yeah, we should. I was tired before we started though. Or is that gonna be the fucking conflict? Like, yeah, the man constantly thinks that she doesn't see him as an actual dude. So he just keeps trying to up the ante to make her see him as a man. and she's just outside trying to play it cool, inside fucking screaming. They should not have given me a fucking... should not have given me a lighter. Biggest mistake they've ever made. Stop before we started though. But I'll let go for now to avoid things getting even more awkward. So, Senpai, what do I do for this training? Yesterday you said it would be paddling, I think? You said it was a way I could practice so I could make it out into the open water.
そうね。パドリングはもちろんなんだけど、遠野は初心者なんだし、基本動作の練習が一番かな。
Basic movement.
パドリング、テイクオフ、ターンかな。まあ、そこら辺は実際に見ながら説明を聞いた方がわかりやすいわね。ねえ、遠野、ちょっとベッドの上を使ってもいい？
Go right ahead.
ありがとう。
She nodded and got on my bed. Without hesitation, she laid face down on it. This is... How should I put it? Senpai was lying on my bed. I was nothing special about this arrangement, but it made my heart race for some reason.
枕から遠野の匂いがする。
Senpai?
なんでもないわ。じゃあ、パドリングから見せるわね。
Senpai slowly did stroking motions, like doing a forward crawl through water. Was it because of what she was wearing? Caught intermittent glances at Senpai's thighs in tune with the movements of her arms. Her skirt flitted backwards, and I almost caught a glance of what was underneath it.
見てわかると思うけど、ボードに乗って水面を進む時の動きね。こうやって手で水をかいて進んでいくの。慣れてないうちは、こう、足が開いちゃうことが多いんだけど、この時、足はなるべく閉じた状態でいるのがコツよ。遠野？ちゃんと聞いてる？
Of course I am. I'm listening very intently. Yikes. And Senpai was in her street clothes. Her skirt was way too short. Couldn't help but stare at her thighs.
次はテイクオフね。昨日もやったボードに立つ動きのことよ。パドリングの体勢から縦伏せの要領で体を押し上げ、背中を丸めると同時に足を引き寄せて立つ。
Senpai stood up agilely in place. As she moved, her skirt rose up and the adorable fabric beneath leapt into my view. I see.
そう。ちゃんと見て、遠野。この時の足の位置。この後のライディングに向けて、これが大事だから。
Senpai most likely meant riding waves, all while the hem of her skirt fluttered. Her waist luringly wiggled back and forth. Hey, Senpai, stop. Hold on a second. Stop, don't move your hips. It had to be because she was on a bed a level higher than I was. She was giving me a glimpse of what was underneath.
何よ、いいところなのに。
Your skirt! I can see up your skirt! She held that fabric down and emphatically sat down in place. Senpai's face flushed bright red right then and there.
見た？
No comments.
遠野の変態！スケベ！
That's false accusation! It's not like I was trying to look!
だからって、なんでまじまじ見てんのよ！
I'm sorry for that! But you were the one who told me to look closely!
見るのはパンツじゃなくて足だから！ライディングの時の足の位置を教えたかっただけだし！
If I watch your feet, my eyes are obviously going to land on your bare thighs too!
うわー！やめて！言わないで！遠野、忘れて！今見たこと忘れて！お願いだから！
Senpai seemed to be aware that this was her own fault. Embarrassment led to her face planting onto my bed.
お兄ちゃん、カイドウ先輩、なんかすごい声が聞こえたけど、何やってるの？
Nothing is nothing, and it's...
そうよ、なんでもないから安心して。
そうなの？それならいいけど。
We could tell that she was gradually getting further away on the other side of the door. She left.
そうね。
Who must have tagged me? Just a fucking stream notification. Yeah, to face each other and let out a simultaneous sigh of relief. All our faces were bright red. Senpai, I have a suggestion. I think it'd be best if we did something else.
同意するわ。そもそも私が見本を見せる必要はないんだし。ちょっと待ってて。この動画がいいかも。
Senpai pulled herself together and started to tap on her phone. She must have found the video she was looking for and showed me a stream on YouTube. It was a one on screen landing surfing techniques in a showy fashion. The lady was wearing a glamorous yet risque swimsuit. It was footage from a surfing tournament. I had never seen one before, so it was more astonishing than I imagined. Also, her swimsuit was suggestive and looked about to spill all over the place.
ねえ、トーノ。鼻の下が伸びてるんだけど。
Huh? You've got all wrong, Senpai. I was just watching your surfing technique and nothing else.
ふん、トーノのエッチ。
Couldn't avoid looking at her that way, right? I'm a guy after all. Setting that aside, the woman's technique was certainly incredible. So we can do things like this in surfing.
まあね。さすがにここまでできるのは一握りだけだけど。例えば、ここ。
Show me a scene where the woman transitioned from paddling to take off. She made the shift to riding with smooth movements than Senpai had earlier.
こうやってちゃんと立てれば、技だって決めやすいのよ。
Whoa. Woman made skillful use of the waves to gain air. Senpai's eyes sparkled as she watched.
私も、こういう大会でエアを決めたいわ。
Tournaments, huh? I was a novice, I didn't know much about those. If she had her sights set on competing in a tournament, that means she wanted to go pro.
まあでも、私の本業は合気道の方。お父さんの後を継いで師範になるつもりだから、こういう大会に出るのはいつになるかわからないけどね。
Oh, you might be able to manage it surprisingly soon.
そうだといいんだけど、ま、焦らずに練習あるのみ。ね。もちろん、あんたも付き合ってくれるでしょ？
Well, I am the only one who knows your secret. I wish you would at least spare me from the Aikido freestyle training at least. As for surfing, though, I didn't especially mind joining her if that's what you wanted. Don't think how I felt about it.
駆け抜け青春スパーキング。
不覚を取りました。小日向さんに神経衰弱で負けて悔しいです。私も全然勝てませんでした。
単純な記憶力勝負ならそう負けないわよ。反射神経も使うゲームなら優にだって勝つ自信があるんだけど。
Games without tactical element are tricky. Not that I was planning on losing anyway.
あ、どうの？盛り上がってるところ悪いけど、ちょっといい？
Zappa, what's up? Zappa ignored the other worked up club members and discreetly called over to me.
こっちこっち。
I followed her to the corner of the club room where she leaned in close to my ear.
この前、あんたに見せた動画あるでしょ？
The one of that pretty lady?
あえてそこを強調する意味がわかんないけど、そうね。あんたの部屋で見たやつ。
It may have been a corner of the room, but all youth collective members were there. I hope she appreciated that I was considered and avoided bringing surfing up by name. What about it?
あの人の参加した大会の映像が手に入ったの。それでブルーレイに入れて持ってきたんだけど。
Really? Thanks, I'll watch it as soon as I get home. I was captivated by the woman's technique. Although Senpai definitely had me beat, surfing was becoming my new obsession.
私もあの技に挑戦しようと思うの。練習に付き合ってほしいし、見終わったら教えて。
You got it. It had to be because I was the only one you could talk to about surfing. Nah, maybe it was something more, especially when you considered that I was taking care of her surfboard. Felt like Senpai had come to talk to me a lot lately. And I was oddly happy about that.
先輩方、二人してこっそり何してるんすか？
ああ、トーノとちょっとお話をね。
でも二人ってそんなに仲良しでしたっけ？
仲良しかどうかはわからないけど、私とトーノは前からこんな感じだったと思うけど。
そうだったっすか？
Usually tilted her head curiously. She seems to have gotten an inkling of something, but I doubted she knew what we'd been talking about.
さて、時間も時間だし、今日はもう終わりにしましょう。しおりもそろそろ帰るわよ。
先輩がそう言うなら。
God, it hurts to see her go back to this to this routine.
は
皆さん。部室の鍵をかけるので、早く出てください。
That the youth collective activities were over for the day.
遠野、後で例のところに。
After we left the club room, she casually whispered that into my ear. What about your board? Should I go home and grab it for you?
持ってこなくていいわ。そのまま預かってて。
Got it, but are you sure?
今日は波がいまいちだし、海に出ないつもりだから。
Got it. Knowing that, I doubt it'd be an issue to head straight to where we were going.
響、ごめん。私、用事があるから先に帰るわ。
これからみんなで商店街に行こうと思ったんだけど、用事なら仕方ないわね。
悪いわね。また今度誘って。
お疲れ様でした、カイドウ先輩。
お疲れ様でした。
それじゃあまた。
Senpai's gaze briefly met mine. She had a look before she nimbly broke away. No, that's right. That's something to take care of at work. Sorry, I'm heading out too.
ユーモなの？
でも、アルバイト関係でしたら仕方ないですよね。
もう、お兄ちゃんたら、今までそんなこと一度も言ってなかったのに。
My bad, really did slip my mind. Take your time and have fun downtown, everyone. Alright, I had to catch up with Tess Senpai. Not that there was any need to rush since I knew where she was going.
怪しい。
She is, of course, the one to notice. She is the watcher. If she's the watcher, who's the defender? I guess that would be Nagiko. Okay, now we need fucking art of Shiri wearing the throne watcher and Nagiko wearing the throne defender armor.
来た来た。遠野、こっちよ。
Sorry, I'm late.
いいわよ、謝らなくて。むしろ、すぐだと響に疑われるじゃない。
Yeah, you got a point. Is there anything you need this? Is there any need to be this secretive about it, though? As far as I was concerned, I didn't see a reason for her to keep it a secret. She'd probably feel better about it if she was honest.
それはそうなんだけど。やっぱりダメ。今はまだその時じゃないもの。
Well, if you say so, senpai. There's no reason for me to force you either. Besides, part of me was happy this was our little secret. So, where's you know what?
これよ。
Got out a paper bag. Inside to find 2 Blu-ray cases. And still.
一つはさっきも説明した大会の動画。もう一つはわかりやすく解説された初心者用のサーフィンレッスン動画よ。遠野も興味あるようだし、参考になればって思って。
Oh, I appreciate that. Thanks, senpai. I'll look everything over. But if I'm gonna take lessons, I would have preferred videos of you instead. You looked ridiculously cool and pretty when you rode those waves.
綺麗？
To be honest, I could have watched you surf all day long.
何を言って？
Senpai reacted shyly to my commentary. Her cheeks were flushed a light shade of pink. Must just be my mind. We're incredibly picturesque at that. She might have recorded a video of you sometime.
もうバカなこと言わない。私じゃなくてこの動画をちゃんと見るのよ。
She appeared angry and shot me an adorable-looking scowl, and I couldn't help but smile at her reaction. It's alright, I'll be sure to watch these closely too. Thank you, senpai.
もう遠野はまったくお礼なんていいわよ。私も同行の死が増えるのは嬉しいし。
Her lips curled upwards in amusement. My heart trembled at the sight of
な
her face.
るほどね。しおりが怪しいって言うから何かと思ったら、二人して内緒で青春してたんだ。
響？
Why are you here? Don't tell me she overheard our conversation just now.
ちなみに、いるのは私だけじゃないわよ。
That line served as Hibiki's cue, and several people appeared from the shadows. Was everyone from the youth collector that we were supposed to have parted ways with out in front of the club room? You're all here.
ナギのすぐ後に、ユーまで用事があるっていなくなるんだもの。誰だって怪しいと思うでしょ？普
二人きりで海で密会とか怪しさ抜群だと思うっす。別に密会してるわけじゃないわよ。それに怪しいことだって。
じゃあナギはユウに何を渡そうとしてたの？
それは。
No comment. Senpai looked so shaken I couldn't help but step in to cover for her. She still wanted to keep this a secret. I wanted to respect her feelings as much as possible.
遠野くん、言いづらいんですけど。
サーフィンって言ってたの聞こえてました。
サーフィンってあそこでみんな楽しんでる波乗りっすよね。もしかしてカイドウ先輩あれをやってるんすか？
Usually gazed out at the coastline. A number of surfers were out having a good time riding the waves.
カイドウ先輩こういうのが好きだったんすか？
Senpai's face was beet red with embarrassment. This was bad. I had screwed up by following Senpai's lead when they were already suspicious of her. Wait, Ichi, there's a huge misunderstandings. These are surfing videos I borrowed through Senpai's connection, but I'm just after the big boobied highs in swimsuits! I crave death.
遠野くん、それはちょっと。
Ichi and Kashima were grossed out enough that they backed off. It also felt like I had lost something important, but it was a small sacrifice to make.
お兄ちゃん、実は私も聞いてたの。この前、カイドウ先輩がうちに来た時、お部屋で騒いでる時に、何度かサーフィンって言ってたの。
Even Ritsu poked her nose into this. What's more, Ritsu was there when Senpai came over to our house. Any clumsy statement would just dig my own grave.
ユウ、バレバレの嘘なんてつかなくてもいいわ。ねえナギ、実はサーフィンとかやってるんじゃないの？
そうよ。実はみんなに内緒でサーフィンをやってて。
やっぱり。もうなんでそんな楽しそうなこと黙ってたのよ。
いや、だってそれは
遠野先輩と二人だけの秘密？
The way she quietly posed that question got an unexpected reaction out of both of us. Kaido's cheeks turned a darker shade of red.
もしかしてですけど、お二人は恋人関係とか。恋人？
鹿島先輩、どういうことですか？
二人で秘密を共有し合う間柄、お付き合いをされているのかなと思いまして。
Hey Kashima! What was she even suggesting?
遠野先輩に春が来てたんすね。
しかも、かなりラブラブ。そういえば部屋で二人して何かしてて。あれって、そういう。
What's with the baseless accusations, Ritsu? Us dating? Yeah, right, that's the way. What? For whatever reason, Senpai seemed bothered by my comment. The suggestion that she would date someone like me was an insult to her. That's why I denied it so strongly, but, Senpai?
そうよね。付き合ってる？私と遠野が？そんなわけないじゃない。
Kaido threw out random interjections, acting suspiciously.
あれ？私、ちょっと波に乗ってくる！
She ran away! Senpai!
ナギってばこういうの疎いから。私、ナギのところに行ってくるわ。ユウはこのまま回れ右してゴーホームよ。
No, I also...
先輩。こういう時に男子が混じると話がややこしくなるっす。自分も小日向先輩と一緒に向かうので、今日のところは帰るのが一番っすよ。
if he can easily chase after senpai.
私たちは帰りませんか？
鹿島先輩がそう言うなら。
お兄ちゃん、私たちも帰ろう。カイドウ先輩のことは響ちゃんとひじるさんに任せておけば大丈夫だから。
Yeah. Why'd senpai reacted that way? Kinda made my heart stir. I've been running away for a while.
どういうこと？なんで私、逃げてるの？
Freaked out when they asked if I was dating Tono. My heart was racing abnormally fast.
わけわかんない。
Screwed my eyes shut in an attempt to regulate my breathing. However, all I could see behind my eyelids was Tono's face. This was awful. My face was definitely turning red. I could tell without having to look in a mirror.
なんなのよ、もう。
No, that's the reason far earlier. I would have confided my secret in Tono otherwise.
本当に恋してるのかも。
I'd be happy whenever I thought about him. That had to be a misunderstanding for sure.
だってトーノも違うって言ってたじゃない。
Felt a sharp pain in my chest.
なんなのよ、もう私だけが意識しちゃってるみたいじゃない。
Logically, I already knew the answer. There was no way Tono or anybody would be interested in me. I call bullshit. I fucking call bullshit. I'll fucking go.
私なんて武道をやってるようなガサツ女だし、好き好んで私を選ぶ男なんているわけない。
It only happened because we had grown closer after I shared my secret with him. I had just gotten the wrong idea. There was no way he would fall in love with someone like me.
そっか。私、トーノに好きになってほしいんだ。
I felt like a weight had been lifted from my chest, like I had made sense of something.
ナギ、こんなところにいたのね。
響き。
急に走って行っちゃうから追いかけるのが大変だったじゃない。
ごめん。
いいわよ。謝らなくたって。
Pika smiled and stood beside me. Suddenly she turned to peer at me intently.
ねえナギ、ユウのこと好きなんでしょ？
The question was so direct that I audibly gasped. My face was burning up like crazy.
ねえ、ナギの言葉でちゃんと聞かせて。ナギはユウのことが好き？
うん。私、トーノのこと好きみたい。
I was so embarrassed I wanted to run away. There's no way I could lie to Ibiki though.
そっか。やっぱりね。それで、ナギはどうするの？
どうするって。
ユウと恋人になりたいのかってこと。
でも、トーノ、邪推するなって言ってた。そんなわけないだろって。
ああ、そんなこと言ってたわね。
あれっすけど、カイドウ先輩のことを否定してたわけじゃないっすよ。
I wasn't expecting her to speak up behind me and round up screaming.
おっと、驚かせてしまったっすね。失礼しました。それと身構えなくていいっすよ。自分はどちらかといえば恋する人の味方っすから。恋愛、大いに結構っすよ。ビバ青春。
そうなの？
Actually, knowing someone other than Ibiki had heard how I felt about Tono only made my embarrassment worse.
トーノ先輩はカイドウ先輩をかばってたんじゃないっすかね。自分と付き合ってると思われると迷惑に違いないって。
あり得るわね。ユウは牧年人だし。まあ、ユウがどう思ってようと関係ないと思うけど。
響、それはどういう。
だいたいね、好きになったのはナギなんでしょ？ナギに今必要なのは引き下がることじゃなくて、これからどうするかなのよ。
そうっすね。恋は戦争っすから。
Love is war, love is war, love is war. Sorry, had to.
戦う前から諦めてどうするの？だって戦いなさい。ユウのハートを打ち抜いて自分のものにするの。
私がトーノのハートを。
使えるものは何だって使うの。色仕掛け上等よ。私のおっぱいを揉んでもびくともしない牧年人でも男の子だもの。ユウだって何を意識するに違いないわ。
ちょっと待って響き。当の先輩にアプローチしまくって構成を仕掛けるっすよ。サーフィンが好き？最高じゃないっすか。公然と水着姿で言い寄るチャンスがあるってことっすよ。
恥ずかしがってちゃダメ。欲しいものがあるなら戦って自分の力で掴み取るの。
You might be right. At the very least, automatically backing down wouldn't get me anywhere.
何が本気で狙っていくなら協力を惜しまないから。
もちろん自分も協力するっすよ。
そっか。
That could be Hibiki, Hijiri.
私やれるだけやってみる。遠野に振り向いてもらえるよう頑張るわ。
Oops, that's not what I wanted to open.
そうとなれば今から喫茶店で対策会議をするわよ。
ラジャーっす。
わかったわ。駆け抜け青春スパーキング。遠野おはよう。
Morning, senpai. Why, huh? Sam seemed like her usual self. Might have been racing her crazy, especially after what happened yesterday. Maybe Hibiki and Hijiri came to bat for me after all. Whatever the case, I was grateful that things weren't awkward between us.
何を一人でブツブツ言ってるのよ。ところで昨日貸したブルーレイは見てくれた？
Yeah, I watched both. I'm sure the waves were also good, but how do you go about getting air like that? Especially the second aerial move, the one that got me so worked up, I started that one got me so worked up, I started yelling at my bedroom TV.
あれほんとすごいわよね。あれに挑戦するつもりなんだけど、私にできるかどうか。でも難しいだけに挑戦のしがいもあるのよね。
Yeah, she seemed like her usual ordinary self. Now her secret was out, we could openly discuss surfing with the rest of the youth collective. Initially, the surfboard she had left in my care was now back in the club room. You mean the one that's been over there the entire time since the start of the game without ever vanishing? Yeah, sure. It's kind of too bad.
遠野？何か言った？
No, it's nothing. What I sputtered about anyways. It wasn't like I could say it's too bad you could talk about surfing so openly now.
そろそろ部活が始まる時間ね。続きはまた後で。もう一つのブルーレイに入ってた基本の練習の話でもしましょう。
カイドウ先輩、ちょっといいっすか？
どうかしたのひじり？
カイドウ先輩ってサーフィンやってるんすよね？
そうよ。
I thought she was going to be defiant, but apparently not. She started mumbling to herself following Hiji's question.
それがどうかした？
どれくらいの腕前なのかなと思ったんす。
素人に毛が生えたくらいじゃないかしら。それでも好きでいろいろ技は試したりしてるけど。
マジっすか？じゃあこのボードを使ってならどうすか？
それ最新のサーフスケートじゃない。
Senpai exclaimed when she noticed the board Hiji was holding. Wait, skate surfer? It wasn't skateboard? What is that? Just looks like a skateboard to me.
分類的にはそれで合ってるっすよ。
これはちょっとトラック部分。車輪のあたりが固定されてなくて遊びがあるのよ。だからサーフィンみたいなライディングができるの。
No, you're right. We're moving around like crazy.
私も古いサーフスケートを持ってるから乗ったことはあるわ。
Oh, Senpai, you have a skate surfer.
体幹トレーニングに良さそうって言ったらお父さんが買ってくれたのよ。実際体幹もちゃんと鍛えられるしね。
Oh, like your Aikido training. Considering the wheels could shift, it seemed more difficult than a regular skateboard. By the looks of it, she actually did have a well-owned sense of balance.
そういうことで多少なら乗り慣れてるわ。多分簡単な技ならできると思う。
やっぱりっすか。じゃあやってみせてほしいっす。
それは。
didn't look especially enthused about the idea. She was opposed to talking about surfing with the others from the get-go. She may have been resistant to that, so as long as you're at it, I'd like to see too. So would you mind showing me how you do some tricks?
そうまあ、遠野がそう言うなら。
Yeah, okay, Shiori.
うわ、ちょろいっす。
なんか言った？
なんでもないっす。じゃあ、早速やってもらってもいいっすか？
ちょっと待って。やるのはともかく、さすがに室内じゃ無理よ。
What's that outside then?
何するの？皆さんでどこかへ行かれるのでしょうか？
They noticed something was going on from the side of the room and jumped in on the
ちょ
conversation.
っとしたお遊びっすよ。カイドウ先輩に、このサーフスケートに乗ってもらうっす。
へえ、面白そうね。私も行くわ。では、私もご一緒します。
響と鹿島まで。わかったわ。こうなったら、腹をくくってやってやろうじゃない。
She hyped herself up and clenched her fist. Senpai seemed to have made a complete breakthrough when it came to surfing. Ooh. Senpai handled her skate surfer and went airborne. She didn't just launch herself, she nailed her landing after rotating the board in mid-air, an air reverse with rotation baked in. What the fuck does any of that mean?
すごいっす。
嘘！今何やったの、ナギ？
よっしゃ、遠野見た？ちゃんと成功してたわよね。
Nailed it, senpai! He performed the same trick the female surfer from the Blu-ray had performed. The move was nothing short of sensational. I felt compelled to research how it was done until I was sure I figured it out. Of course, there would be differences in land versus on waves. The impact would be entirely different if she did it on the water, but she did definitely match the trick's form.
よっしゃ！響どうよこれ！
すごいわ、ナギ！昨日サーフィンをやってるって初めて聞いたけど、海の上でも今みたいなのバンバン決めてんの？
さすがにバンバンは無理よ。あっちは波次第なところもあるし、私自身まだまだだし。
でも、とてもすごかったです。サーフィンってとても迫力があるんですね。
甘いわ、鹿島。本当のサーフィンはこんなもんじゃないんだからね。水しぶきが巻き上がってすっごい綺麗なんだから。
そうなんですね。
She was riding off the eye from her success of sticking to the landing. She was opening up about surfing to both Hibiki and Kashima, just as she had done with me. It was selfish of me to feel lonely.
カイドウ先輩、他の技はできるっすか？
他の？そうね。さっきのよりは難易度が落ちてもいいなら。
じゃあ、最高に映える感じでお願いするっすよ。
映え？
なんかこう、かっこいい感じでお願いするってことっす。
そう、わかったわ。
She got on the skate surfer and gradually began to pick up speed. She took in a big breath, pulling the strength in her lower legs, and then she jumped even higher than she had previously. It's a front side straight air, but it's high.
うわー、あんなに高く飛び上がれるんですか？
すごいわね、このサーフスケート。今まで使ってたのより思った通りに動くというか、これ使えば誰でも今のくらいできるんじゃないかしら。
No way, not happening. I doubt I could manage it at the very least.
私もこれは無理な気がします。悔しいけど、私もその意見には同意だわ。ナギ、すごいじゃない。
そうかな。
His face flushed bright red when everyone showered her with compliments. She was ridiculously adorable.
いやー、これは想像以上だったっす。ってことで、ポチッとな。
ひじり、何したの？
さっきの飛ぶやつ、イニスタのストーリーズにアップしたっす。
それはやめて！そこまではまだ覚悟できてないから。
大丈夫っすよ。24時間で消えちゃう仕様なん
That's
で。
still not fucking okay. People can just grab that off the internet and repost it.
24時間。それならもう。
Kaido-senpai seemingly reluctantly consented. Despite her embarrassment, she didn't seem entirely satisfied with it. It had to be just how proud she was of the aerial she'd landed earlier.
ねえナギ、次は私もやってみたい。
私も少しだけ興味あります。
じゃあまずはライディングの練習からね。遠野もするでしょ。
Yeah, I guess I'll give it a shot. After that, we took turns having fun on the skateboard. Okay. The family gaming evening has been called off because Encanto is apparently on TV, and my sister prioritizing that one. Anyways. After that, we took turns having fun on the skate surfer. Everyone is now in on Senpai's secret. Jen looked at least a bit upset about that all day.
ナギ、今日はとてもグッドだったわ。
I'm still saying that the fucking Insta thing is going to come back to bite her in the ass at some point.
バッチリかっこいいところを見せつけられたはずよ。
遠野先輩の視線も釘付けだったっす。
そうだったらいいんだけど。
でもこれで安心しちゃダメ。
続けて作戦第2弾に行こうっすね。
わかったわ。駆け抜け青春スパーキング。
Oh, it's just you, Senpai. Also forgot to pose. Hold on. There we go.
そうよ。
That's strange. You told me to meet up early today. Looked around the club room, but didn't spot anyone other than Kaido.
そうね。私もそう言われたんだけど。
Are we just late? That said, it's weird that neither Kashima or Hiragi are here. You haven't heard anything from them?
いえ、何も知らないわ。
Really?
もちろんよ。本当に何も知らないから。
Let's see. I'm in for that sword. I'm gonna be suspicious of you either way. If anything, that was dodgier to me.
そうだ。ねえ、トノ、お腹空いてない？
Change subject to try and avoid some or other. It's not lunchtime yet, but I could eat. You told me to come straight here and to not worry about lunch.
そっか。実はさ、お弁当一つ余ってるんだけど。
Oh, really?
ええ、今日は昼前に集合って言われたでしょ。それで自分用にお弁当を作ったのよ。
Oh, Senpai, you can cook.
あんたは、私は料理できなさそうって思ってたの？
Oh, no, it's not like that. You never brought up cooking for yourself before.
ふん。それならいいけど。まあ、それはそれとして。ついでにって思って、響の分も作ったのよ。
Oh, I get it. She made lunch boxes for two, but the person she planned to give it to hadn't shown up. Which meant she was giving me the extra. It's okay, but I could...
一人で二人分は食べる気にならないし、余らせてもこの陽気で帰る頃にはダメになっちゃうでしょ。なら、遠野に食べてもらった方がいいじゃない。
Makes sense. Senpai's wording and body language have been quite strained for a while now. Seem meaningful, but if that's how it is, then I'll take you up on that. May as well go along with Senpai's whim for the time being. Now that I adopted for the wait-and-see approach, I neatly accepted her offering.
そう？よかった。気合い入れて作ったから、味はあんまり保証できないけど、どうぞ召し上がれ。
Thank you, Senpai. The lunchbox was a little on the large side. Way more than he could possibly eat. This was probably the instructor's, Senpai's father's lunchbox. Accepted the food and immediately opened the lid. Oh. Wow, this looks incredible. Ginger fried pork and fried chicken represent the light brown dishes. Rolled omelets represented the yellow, and the vegetables provided a great visual balance. To cut these into decorative shapes. Even added little details to the side dishes. Naturally, it wasn't like she had formed the Japanese flag on the rice with a pig of plum. She covered it in rice seasoning, then wrapped it in seaweed, forming the shape of a hay bale.
一応、夏バテ防止にちゃんと考えて作ってるのよ。 ああ、でももし遠野の嫌いなものが入ってたらごめん。さすがにその情報は持ってなかったしさ。
Well, it's not surprising since you made this for a Biki.
そうだったわね。あの子何でも好き嫌いなく食べるからさ。
Sounded like she was trying to laugh it off. This lunchbox was much too big for you, Biki. And Senpai have been acting peculiarly for a while now. Talk about suspicious. Hibiki was likely involved, but what were they scheming exactly? Senpai, is it okay if we eat this right now?
ちょっと待って。
Okay. I have a very bad premonition, so I'm going to prepare this.
遠野も男の子なんだし、当然唐揚げは好きよね。それじゃあ、はい。
Awkward, but not what I was expecting. I thought that Hibiki was like, do the cringe ass, become delicious beam bullshit. And if that had happened, I would have, I would have fucking. But this is acceptable. Senpai! Why are you blushing bright red and pointing your chopsticks at me?
何してるのよ。早く食べてくれないと。ずっとこのままなんだけど。
Sure. Well then. My heart roared violently in my chest. My face was practically on fire.
ほら、
Fine, whatever. Wow, this is awesome. What is it? It's so different from what I'd normally eat.
あ、気づいた？肉の代わりに豆腐を使ってるのよ。高タンパク、低脂質にしてアスリート向けになっててね。
Oh, so that's why. Do you make food like this often?
普段から毎日作ってるって言いたいところだけど、今日はたまたまね。まあ、それでもちょくちょく料理の練習くらいはしてるけど。
Sample was more feminine than I thought. Okay, why don't I try this rolled omelet next?
待った！ほら、遠野。
Senpai held out her chopsticks again before I could move. Senpai?
何よ。
That's ridiculously embarrassing. Do you have to do this?
私だって恥ずかしいわよ。でも誰かに食べさせるとき、普通はあんってしてあげるものなんでしょ？
Where did you hear that from? I didn't need to ask now. Biki or Hijiri were likely to blame. Crazy ideas, but I putting into Senpai's head.
ほら、遠野、食べてくれないの？
She gazed upward, peered into my eyes. That gesture alone left me speechless.
はい。
The pressure from her gaze did me in, and I opened my jaw with an ah.
どう？おいしい？
Yeah, very much so.
よかった。
Trying just then had to be against the rules. Wait, huh?
どうかしたの？
I just got a feeling like someone's watching us. I didn't faint, but I thought I heard something. Silent cat from the hallway.
いるわね。はあ、覗いてるとしたらあの二人ね。響き、聖バレてるから出てきなさい。
もうバレちゃったか。
小日向先輩のせいっすよ。物音なんて立てるから。
仕方ないでしょ。いいところだったんだから。
Hey, you two. What's the meaning of this? You said we needed to get to the club room for something urgent.
ちょっと待つっす、遠野先輩。これには海よりも深い理由があるっすよ。
Oh, try me.
それは、小日向先輩、どうぞっす。
私？そうね。強いて言えば面白そうだからかしら。
Even the puddle is deeper! Still, it confirmed my suspicions that they were behind all this. Are you conspiring with them too, senpai?
違うわよ。私だって覗いてることまでは知らなかったし。
遠野先輩とカイドウ先輩を二人きりにすること以外は 特に決めてなかったんすよ。なのでカイドウ先輩には罪はないっす。
そうね。
So,
でって何よ。
why do you want us to be alone in the first place?
いやー、それは
Nagiko was hesitant to speak up and her eyes wandered.
あれっす、先日の件。カイドウ先輩が走って帰った時、自分たちで何とかするって言ったじゃないっすか。
Oh, that. Having you act as a go-between when then really helped.
それですけど、これを機にお二人にお互いをよく知ってもらうべきだって考えたっす。
そういうことなのよ。
That was actually a plausible reason.
それで二人きりになったらどうなるのかって興味津々じゃなくて心配で。
心配しなくても熱々だったっすね。
別にそんなんじゃ。
あんまでするとは恐れ入ったわ。
Two underclassmen were making fun of Kaido. Talk about a ridiculously rare sight. I guess it's fine. Sounded like they were being considerate and had made time for two of us to be alone.
でもカイドウ先輩、念のために教えたあれやってないっすよね。
そうよナギ、なんでやらないの？あれをやればユウだってイチコロなのに。
あれはさすがに、ちょっと。
The thing? It's not supposed to be.
当の先輩もぜひともカイドウ先輩のあれを見たいっすよね。
I'm not really sure. She's willing to show me, then I guess I'd like to say.
ほらナギ、ユウだってああ言ってるわよ。
恥ずかしいけど、やらなきゃいけないのよね。
I don't think it was possible for Kaido's face to get any redder than this now. Than it was now. Yes? What's she about to do?
今からお弁当をもっと美味しくするわ。
I'm grabbing the fucking gun again! あ、そう。
行くわよ。
おいしくなーれ、萌え萌えキュン。
Yes, I had to do that drop. Yes, it hurt. Listen, if you gotta do this type of shit, you gotta go all in, okay? Like, you gotta be fucking invested into the bit. I know it looked terrible, probably, but I don't give a shit. I'm... I crave death. I crave for my fucking skull to be bashed in by a fucking rogue meteorite or something. Second I spotted Senpai bolted from the room at top speed.
あちゃー。
やっぱ難易度高すぎたっすかね。
I had a feeling I just saw something incredible. What was that about just now? It was incredibly adorable. No, it wasn't. It is just cringe. If my fucking girlfriend did that for me, I would just give her the most deadpan stare ever and just tell her, never do that again. Just don't. Please. Have dignity. You think it brings me joy to see my own lover just drag her own dignity through the mud like this? Those would be my responses. Sam held true for Kaido, preparing a lunch for me and then feeding me, but it was brutal how absolutely unhinged Senpai had been today.
最悪だわ。絶対に完全に変人だと思われてる。もう遠野に合わす顔ない。
大丈夫っすよ。手料理で胃袋をわしづかみ成功っすから。
誤算があったとすれば ユウが想定外に僕年人だったことね。
まさかこんなに手強いと思わなかったっす。
Isn't the issue.
それで、次の作戦は何の番だけど、準備できてる？
一応考えてあるけど、本当に大丈夫かな。
Most likely not.
駆け抜け青春スパーキング。
Actually, I can't just use this for the thumbnail. One more thing. All the girls were with exposed skins shouted in unison beneath the big blue sky.
いい？行くわよ。せーの。
Ow. It's the beach.
ってちょっと言う。青春部のみんなで盛り上がってるのに、何よそのしけた声は。
Under ridiculous. Heck, why are you all so lively?
だって久しぶりに全員で集まれたんですから、テンションが上がるのも仕方ないと思います。
Gosh, by you two. In a rare turn, everyone in the youth collective was in attendance today. There was always someone missing, so this was truthfully unusual.
諦めなさいトーノ。ああなった響きは誰にも止められないわ。
I guess if I had to say, that does sound like a biggie.
それにテンションが上がってるのはあの二人だけじゃないわよ。
I've followed Senpai's line of sight.
しおりちゃんすごい。どうやったらこんなの作れるの？
おお、日本の城郭みたいでかっこいいっす。
自信作です。何あれ、無駄にすごいわね。
She jumped right into it the second we got to the beach.
なあ、りっちゃん。
何ですか、神楽坂先輩。
今日、なんかここ人多くない？
そりゃ夏休みですからね。私たち以外にもみんな泳ぎに来てるんじゃないかな。
なるほどな。女の人がたくさん。
That was a member of the group that seemed particularly gloomy. Gigi was as unwavering as ever.
ねえ何？
何響、どうかした？
以前から思ってたけど、何っておっぱいの形、綺麗よね。
Well, I put sputter at that random comment. Glanced over at Senpai to see her blush bright red, all the while covering her chest with her hands.
いきなり何を言うのよ。
いや、だって、脱いだらすごいんだもん。ユウだってそう思うでしょ？
That's what he picked to bring me into this! Cut it out. I've been trying not to think about it.
で、どうなのよ。あんただけ、何がサーフィンしてたの知ってたんでしょ？ってことは、もう水着姿も見飽きちゃってる感じ？
そうなの？
Wasn't fair for her to make that face at that very moment. As far as her figure goes, I have no comment. But I do think you look good in a bikini. You're super cute. Senpai turned such a bright red it almost expected an audible bam. My face was just as red and toasty as hers.
ヒューヒュー、当の先輩が男を見せたっすね。
よかったじゃない、なに。ユウに褒めてもらえて。それにしても、本当に大きいし、こことか全然お肉がついてないわよね。
お腹つままないで。
いやいや、つまもうとしても全然つまめてないから。
おー、すげえっす。
内臓脂肪が全然ないのでしょうか。羨ましいです。
ぐぬぬ。すっごい敗北感がする。
You're doubly defeated, Ritsu. The others leaned in close when they noticed Biki was groping at Senpai. Everyone, Shinji excluded, appeared to be jealous of Senpai's figure.
どうやったらこんな羨ましいボデーになるんすかね。
コツとかあるなら教えてほしいです。
サーフィンの効果とか？
All the girls gasped at the same time.
サーフィンって、波に乗りながら腰をくねらせるわよね。
はい。こう、クイッとバランスを取るのに。
あれは別に腰をくねらせてるわけじゃ。
あれっすよ、乗馬と同じ原理っす。波で上下左右に振られるのを腹筋とかを総動員してバランスを取るっすから。
おー、確かにそれっぽい。
おーい、聞いてる？
私、サーフィンダイエットって言葉を聞いたことあります。それだ！ダイエット効果か。ごくり。だから、カイドウ先輩はあそこまでナイスパーティー。
自分、サーフィンに興味が出てきたっす。
サーフィンは腰回りは引き締まるけど、逆に肩とか背中は筋肉つくって全然聞いてないわね、みんな。
Girls were riled up about which diets were more effective, and Senpai's words had largely fallen that it is. Senpai don't think they're gonna listen to anything you say.
仕方ないか、女の子なんだし。実際にサーフィンやってて何十キロも痩せたっていう人もいるし。
Really?
遠野だって練習したんだからわかるでしょ。パドリングで沖に出るだけでも重労働だって。
Never point. You laid face down on the boat and scooped the water with your arms to make headway into the water. That had been pretty rough.
しかしこれはどうしたものかしらね。
Well, just have everyone try it out for themselves at least once. We can't rent boards.
それしかないか。
She let out a small sigh, even though a small smile rose to her lips. If I had to guess, she was probably happy to have the hobby she liked acknowledged.
はい、全員注目。興味があるようだから今日はみんなでサーフィンをすることにします。
はい先輩、自分らでもできるんすか？
多分いきなり波に乗れって言われても無理ね。こればっかりはいい波が来る運も関係してくるから。でもまあどんなものかは体験できると思うわよ。何より沖に出るのも運動になるから痩せられるわ。でも海は危険でいっぱいなの。遊びとはいえちゃんと注意事項は守ってもらうわよ。
注意事項ですか？
そう、これは命に関わることだから絶対ね。もし聞けないようならサーフィンは中止するわ。
それはそうよね。夏になるたんびに海難事故の話は聞こえてくるし。
The idea of getting into an accident was terrifying, especially when we would be out in open waters.
細かいことはこれから説明するけど、くれぐれも痩せるためだからって無茶はしない。これだけは絶対に守るように。
はい。じゃあ事故に気をつけながら今日は青春部全員で波乗りよ。
賛成ですけど、ボードはどうするのですか？
レンタルやってるから借りてしまいましょう。一人一枚ってのもどうかと思うから合体制にしてと。
Senpai organized everything into the groove from the ground up. What's more, because we were all beginners, she thought it best for us to use longboards. I guess it'll be fine as long as we leave this to Senpai. We better just keep quiet and watch how things panned out.
どうのお願いがあるんだけど。
Huh? What's with you guys? Gigi up at tasked with the board transportation duties as the girls were supposed to be headed to the rental shop. I was left behind to watch everyone's personal belongings.
どのボードにするかの話し合い中よ。で、今のうちにあんたにお願いがあって。
Something I could do it in show.
難しいことじゃないわ。今日はサーフィンすると思ってなかったから日焼け止め塗ってなかったの。だから遠野に塗るのをお願いできないかなって。
Sunscreen! Now she mentioned that she wasn't wearing the outfit she usually surfed in. She had a lot of exposed skin, so sunscreen would probably be a necessity. Is it okay for you, Anya? Would it be better for one of the women if one of the women did it?
遠野がいいの。いや、今みんなボード選びに出払ってるし、頼めるの遠野しかいないから。だからお願いしていい？
Sen retrieved a small bottle from her bag and shoved it towards me.
自分でやろうにもほら背中は届かないから。
really okay with this?
うん。
Okay, I see. Be that help then. Putting sunscreen on a woman would be a first for me. The fact that it was senpai made it all the more nerve-wracking, however.
じゃあ、お願い、殿。
If I use this, I will have to put like a glaring beam of light here. She untied the lace of her swimsuit, leaving her top half off. Kaido's face flushed bright pink when she laid down on the sheet beneath her. Although she was a surfer, her back was perfectly white with zero signs of a tan. Her smooth skin without a single flaw was openly exposed.
どうぞ、やり方、わかるわよね。
Bum. Yeah, I'll be fine. I only had a rough idea, but that shouldn't pose any problems. Alright then, I'm gonna touch you, okay? My mouth went dry from tension. I grabbed bottom, making sure not to let that show on the surface regardless. I squeezed the modest amount onto the palms and spread it across my skin, infusing the cool liquid with my body heat. Touch. My bad.
ごめん、驚いただけだから。
Why is there sunscreen on her bum? It implies he slathered her ass.
その、冷たいから、もう少し、温めてもらってもいい？
Oh, sorry about that. Apparently I hadn't infused enough of my own body heat of sunscreen. Perhaps my impatience was partially to
謝
blame.
らなくていいわよ。大丈夫だから、気にせずに続けて。
Got it. I warmed the fluid up a little longer this time. Then I touched her back with my fingers again. She bounced sharply in place. Despite practicing Aikido, her back was surprisingly slender. I could feel how soft and warm she was through my fingers.
ねえ、殿。じっとされると落ち着かない。塗ってくれないの？
Yeah, sorry, I'll do it right now. Crept my fingers along her skin.
殿、ちょっとくすぐったい。もっとゆっくり手のひら全体で塗って。
Like this. I gingerly ran the full length of my hand along her fair skin. As such, the slippery liquid was spread thinly across Senpai's back. Senpai's skin was incredible. It was sleek with a texture like smooth silk. It was not obvious, but it was absolutely nothing like my own skin. The body twisted around. Did that tickle?
大丈夫。
I'll keep going then. I was positively engrossed and inadvertently increased the speed of my caresses. Some part of me knew I needed to be careful, but it was a struggle. There, like this. I don't wonder why. Somebody's breathing sounded so erotic. Listening to the sound she made was enough to make my heart race. Should I say something? I want to avoid making things awkward now. Better just exercise some self-control.
ねえ、殿。もっと下の方も塗ってくれる？
How low should I go exactly?
腰のあたりまででいいから。
Got it. Slowly migrated my hands from her back towards her butt. Wow, you're so slender. My fingertips had reached the most slender point of her waistline. Took everything I had to not yelp in surprise from how sleek she was.
そう？響きも言ってたけど、普通じゃない？
I really don't think this can be called average. Senpai's waistline was slender and was velvety to the touch. All it would take was a somewhat exaggerated movement of my hands, and I would definitely touch as far as her stomach. No, don't get any way it is now. I kept myself in check, but couldn't help but remember what Biki and the rest had said before. That was just how attractive of a waistline she had. Simply implying sunscreen like this was nearly enough to send my thoughts spiraling elsewhere. It was a ticklish fair, but the body twisted and turned beneath me. Her upper body elevated slightly, and I could merely see the very bulges that Hibiki had been referring to not too long ago.
ごめんね。変な声出ちゃって。
It's fine, no problem at all. I'd been staring at nothing but her back until a moment ago. The senpai really did look soft all over. I had to do some, or I was going to end up with a semi. I need to finish applying her sunscreen and quick. Focus! I continue moving my hands along her body to avoid any weird feelings.
全然沖にたどり着けないんだけど。
Ah, that's a good place to fucking end it for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you next time. Goodbye.